It was a short film idea where someone wakes up and there's a guy in his room. He's just there with a gun. Yeah, waiting for the person to wake up.
This is like Emily's dream. She just wakes up. She doesn't have to go looking for a man. He's there ready.
He's there to murder you. So
No, the gun is for protection. He's protecting my honor.
Hey there, story fans. Welcome to Almost Plausible, the podcast where we take ordinary objects and turn them into movies. Or in the case of today's episode, not an object, but a concept? I'm Thomas J. Brown, and attempting this with me are Emily.
Sup?
And F. Paul Shepard.
happy to be here.
We sometimes ask for topic suggestions from our listeners, and recently we received an email from... Oh, wait, let me just check and see if I can use their name. Yes, okay. Victoria sent an email with a challenge for us to do an episode about nothing. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on today's episode about nothing.
It feels early in the podcast series to do an episode about nothing.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is this our third year, fourth year? I don't even know. We're far enough in, I don't know.
This is like fifth year territory, in my opinion.
Right.
We should have fresh enough ideas still.
I didn't plan anything for us to vamp about, so.
Oh, no.
No.
It's a nothing episode.
I was going to say, normally, like, you send us the object or whatever it is. You send us a text, and this week I got nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we just pitch? I guess we should just pitch then if we don't have anything to vamp about. I don't know. How are you guys' lives? Anything interesting going on? Or
yeah, nothing's going on for me right now.
I got nothing. It's middle of summer.
It's true. It is a bit of a lull. Okay, well, let's just get to the pitches then. I'm pitching first. The first idea that I had was like nothing or nothingness as a looming threat, but then immediately came to mind the Neverending Story and The Fifth Element and The Langoliers. So I feel like that's well-trodden territory.
The Fifth Element isn't nothing. It's evil.
Right, but isn't he's going to like make the universe into nothing, isn't he?
Is he? I thought he was just going to kill everyone.
I don't know.
I guess I'll have to rewatch it.
It's been a while. Yeah.
I used to live in a video store, and it was one of the two PG-13 movies popular at the time that had just come out. It was this and Men in Black, the first one.
I didn't realize it was PG-13.
Yeah, those two on a loop all day, every day for weeks and weeks, possibly months. I have no idea how many times I've seen this movie, and I cannot remember what the evil thing's plan was. How embarrassing.
Do we know? I don't know. Yeah, I've seen this movie so many times. It's like in my top 5 movies.
Why is the evil thing's plan always to make everything nothing? Like,
yeah, what does it benefit? How does it benefit from that?
If it succeeds, what does it get out of it? Not existing? Is it depressed? Does it need to talk to someone?
Maybe it's that we're so noisy and he just wants some peace and quiet.
He wants to read his books.
Right, yeah.
You guys have seen Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Multiple times.
No,
yeah.
Tell me about this. What is this? I've never heard of it. This is the first thing I'm hearing of this.
That's the opposite of what we're trying to do, because that's a movie about everything.
Right.
But Jobu Tupaki's plan in that is to cease existing. And so she makes the everything bagel, which looks like a 0, which represents nothing. Like, it's all tied together.
All right, my next idea was an interstellar apocalypse is coming for Earth.
I can't remember what your previous idea was. What was
The Fifth Element?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
The universe is slowly collapsing into nothingness. There's nothing scientists can do to stop it. So what do people do in the face of impending doom? But then I thought about movies like Melancholia and Seeking a Friend for the End of the World and Don't Look Up, and those are all kind of that vibe. So...
Also, I have a pitch just like this.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I also have a pitch that's basically just like this.
Right. I mean, this was an early idea. These are the kinds of things that come to mind. So, okay, how about this? A painter suffering from a creative drought becomes panicked the night before their gallery show when they have painted literally nothing. They drown their sorrows and in their drunken state hang empty frames and blank canvases, jokingly giving each quote-unquote piece a name. The gallery opening is a huge hit, and their work is considered avant-garde, with the art community praising its importance. The artist suffers from imposter syndrome, wondering how they'll ever follow up this unintentional success. And yeah, this is a little inspired by Take the Money and Run, the famous, was it Dutch artwork?
There's also one that's a quote-unquote invisible statue.
Yeah.
That's just the pedestal with no statue on it.
That's brilliant.
Oh, there's one that's just an outline on the ground that is an invisible statue.
That's the same guy.
Oh,
He's done the quote-unquote invisible statue like 3 or 4 times, and he keeps getting money for it.
All right, my next idea. A laboratory experiment gone wrong slowly begins to freeze the entire world to absolute zero. A team of scientists must find a way to reverse the runaway process before there's nothing left to save.
But we'll go back to that sweet spot for a little while before we get to the absolute zero.
Right, where the Earth cools down, yeah.
Yeah, like pre-global warming. So we just have that nice 2-year span again.
Well, maybe that was the point. That's what they're trying to solve is global warming.
Oh, yeah, and then gets out of hand. Okay.
And then Shep pointed out to me that this is basically the plot of Cat's Cradle, so.
Oh, I'm not familiar with Cat's Cradle.
So Ice Nine is frozen water, but it's also a seed that can create more Ice Nine if it comes into contact with more water. It's Kurt Vonnegut book.
Okay.
So it's not actually going to absolute zero. It's not really freezing. It's not getting colder. It's just making water into ice at room temperature. The idea was that they could freeze swamps instantly for like military purposes.
Right.
Of course.
Instead of trooping through swamp.
Right. You don't have like stuff getting stuck in the mud and everything. You just walk over it.
Makes sense.
Except it always freezes whatever water it touches and it spreads and spreads and spreads.
All right. So forget that one. A man wakes up with no memories, no identification, and no one is looking for him. Every attempt to discover his identity hits a dead end. No photos exist of him, his fingerprints aren't in any databases, and he has no digital trace. He begins to suspect that he suddenly came into existence out of thin air.
Or he's a spy. They tried to do Operation Mincemeat, but instead of dead corpse, he survived.
Yeah.
No, it's the Truman Show, The Next Generation.
What?
Well, if they wanted to do another Truman Show, but they didn't want to do that to another child. They didn't want to, traumatize and abuse another child. So they did it to an adult man instead.
Oh, that's so dark.
Well, it doesn't matter because as Shep pointed out, thank you for ruining another thing, Shep. This is basically the TV show John Doe that I had heard of but didn't know anything about, never watched. So
yeah.
All right, so forget that. How about this one? This is the only one Shep didn't put a note on. A character whose goal is to own nothing and therefore not be tethered to anything, giving them ultimate freedom. How does this square with living in a capitalist society or world? Uh-oh, Emily's got a look in her face.
Into the woods, into the wilderness, whatever.
Into the wild.
Into the wild. Yeah. So yeah, you just copped out on everything this week, Thomas.
I guess you could say I have nothing.
I couldn't say that.
Well, Shep, since you ruined most of mine, let's hear what your pitches are.
Oh, no. I should have kept my mouth shut.
I'm kidding. You didn't ruin my pitches. It's important for us to know what other stuff out there has the same sort of basic plot.
Oh, yeah.
So that we can figure out, well, how's ours a little bit different? Skirt around those copyright laws.
How can we subvert?
Yeah.
Okay, so my first pitch. A group of scientists accidentally create a box of true vacuum, which, if its containment field breaks, could lead to the destruction of all matter in the universe. They tried to patent the discovery, but it was void. Ha-ha!
Oh, good job!
So, are you guys aware of the hypothetical physics state of a false vacuum?
I have an English degree. Do you think I know about a false vacuum?
So, the idea is that our local vacuum is at a local minimum, but it's not the actual minimum. And if something could knock it down to true vacuum, that vacuum would be so strong it would pull matter apart. So that's the idea. And then after I wrote this pitch of this box of potential devastation that has a containment field, I'm like, oh, this is Angels and Demons. And that one is antimatter, but it's basically the same idea. It's a box of destruction in a containment field, and if it fails, there's devastation. So, Thomas, I feel your pain about coming up with an idea.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, this has been done. Second pitch, A smuggler is hired to transport what appears to be an empty box into the U.S. for a mysterious group whose motives are unknown. So basically, he's got nothing to declare at the border.
That's a bit 12 Monkeys, right? When he gets to security and he has the little canister with the virus in it. He opens it up to show there's nothing inside.
I thought that was on the plane.
I thought it was in security.
I think you're right. No, I think you're right. I only saw 12 Monkeys once in the theaters. All right, I have more pitches. A famine causes a breatharianism fad to sweep the nation, where influencers convince people to live without eating.
Okay, so this, there was in fact an influencer in the late 1800s or early 1900s in Seattle, Washington, who said for health benefits, you need to just stop eating. Her name was Linda Hazard. There's a book about it called Starvation Heights.
How much eating did she do every day?
Very little. She, in fact, herself starved to death.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
After being arrested at least twice for killing patients.
Yep. All right, more pitches. Due to a paperwork glitch, a new CIA agent is assigned a desk and told to await instructions. But no instructions ever come. And when people try to check on their current assignment, they're always told they don't have a high enough clearance to see it. So the agent can't ever be fired. This goes on for decades as the agent moves up the ranks despite never being seen doing anything.
So what are they doing?
Nothing. They're doing nothing.
How do I get this job?
You know what I just realized? This is, what's the one show with the stapler?
Oh,
Office Space.
Office Space. But I was just thinking, this is Big Head Spaghetti from Silicon Valley. Have you guys watched Silicon Valley?
I watched like 3 episodes.
So Big Head gets poached from the Pied Piper team by their rivals because the rivals are trying to figure out their compression algorithm thing. And he's like, yeah, I never worked on that. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't help you. And he ends up like not being good at anything, but they can't fire him because they very publicly poached him from this rival company. And so they just assign him nothing to do. And he goes up on the roof and there's a bunch of other people assigned nothing to do. So it's that. It's that. Again, there's nothing original.
There's nothing original.
All right, Shep, what else do you have?
Okay. A cult worships the contents of a holy relic, which is a jar, despite not knowing exactly what is inside, which turns out to be nothing, because nothing is sacred.
It's like that J.J. Abrams TED Talk. He's got that box that he refuses to open, the mystery box.
Oh, yes. That famous J.J. Abrams mystery box talk, except that the box's contents are not a mystery because it was a real product, really for sale, and people have really purchased it and opened it and showed what was inside, which was mostly garbage. It was all like very basic, very cheaply, poorly made magic tricks. Many of them didn't work.
That sounds about right.
It's so apt. It's not like people are revisiting Lost. You know what I mean? Like, once the ending of Lost came out, I was like, oh, I guess we're done with this forever.
No, Gen Z is like into it. I don't know if they go back to it, but they've discovered it and are watching it and talking about watching it.
But it's not like it was. So J.J. Abrams gave the TED Talk while Lost was still going on. And it's like, yeah, that's the secret. It's mystery box. Have a bunch of mysteries and no answers. That doesn't work out long term.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
You have to have payoff.
I remember there was a great video because, they had said like, oh, all of your questions are going to be answered.
Oh, yeah. The 15-minute video where they just show clips from the show. I'm like, what about this? What about this? What about this?
And it's like rapid fire. What about this? What happened to this guy? How did this ever wrap up? Like, we never talked about this again. And he like points out all the shit that they said would be wrapped up and wasn't. And I was like, yes. And honestly, that video was better than most of the show Lost. Yeah. So
yeah, better than the final season.
Way more entertaining anyway.
They told us it wasn't going to be purgatory.
Yeah.
They literally said those words.
Yeah.
Because they were mad everybody figured it out.
Yeah.
Halfway through the first season.
Yeah.
It would have been good if they just stopped after the first year. Even if they didn't answer any of the questions and it was just like, what the fuck was that? Like, that would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first season of Lost is excellent because it sets up a bunch of mysteries
To be solved.
to be solved later. And then they never solved it. And yeah, it definitely got worse after the first season.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they got canceled, if they just like, this was the whole plan. They got canceled after the first season. People would still remember it as a cult classic today.
Yep. They'd be like, we'll never know what happened. And there'd be all these fan theories and it'd be great.
Yes. The problem with fan theories is
They're always better.
1 million people are smarter than one person.
Yeah. Well, that's why this show works so well. Is if one of us was doing this, it would be like, we'd probably come up with like okay ideas. But I'm so often like listening when I'm editing, I'm like, I think, oh, I've got this great idea. And then together we'll work out some way to make my idea better or we'll like tweak it somehow, you know, and it's like that collaborative aspect of it because yeah, different perspectives, different experiences, just more than one person thinking about a creative thing. It makes it better.
Yeah.
Undeniably.
I agree. Look at what happened to the Star Wars prequels when
Right.
nobody was there to tell George Lucas, no.
Here's what happened.
Here's what really happened. Yes, exactly.
Oh my God. The Red Letter Media breakdown. My favorite part of that is when he's talking about exactly that no one will say no. And he's showing the behind the scenes footage, the official Lucasfilm behind the scenes footage.
Yes.
Where people are looking at each other nervously while George is talking because they all know it's shit,
Yep.
but they can't say anything.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We should probably get back to our show.
All right. Here is another pitch.
All right.
A police detective investigates a series of missing persons cases where the people seem to be vanishing mid-sentence.
Interesting.
That's all I got. I don't have an explanation what's happening to these people. They're just turning into nothing.
And it just ends midway through the movie.
It's the Sopranos ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sopranos ending. It's a serious man. Just, it ends before anything actually happens.
Yeah.
That's all I have. Emily, what do you have?
So I have a couple I have one, maybe two that are similar to what both of you guys have.
Okay.
This was hard for me. I have a life enough thing, but you would think I would have more to say about nothing because this is my life. I know a lot about nothing.
Write what you know, right?
I see. For me, it was nothing to it.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. So for my first one, which is very similar to one of Thomas's, and I don't know if you actually put yours in. Yep. Yeah. Similar enough to one of yours, Shep. A black hole grows because the Large Hadron Collider and a man.
So something happened between the Large Hadron Collider and a man.
Yeah.
Sounds more like it was a large hard-on collider.
Well, I've been reading a lot of interesting erotica lately. So it was a man in a Large Hadron Collider go at it, and then a black hole opens.
That's how you know it was good.
Yeah. Okay. A black hole grows because of a Large Hadron Collider accident. So a man decides, since the end is near, he will live his life like today is the last. He spends too much money and gets into debt. His wife keeps telling him to think about it because someone will come up with a solution. Someone always comes up with a solution. And he's screwing them over and himself by living like it's the end. We got to think about the future because someone's going to figure it out and there's going to be a future. And I don't know, is there? Is there not? Originally, this was a short story idea I had where, in fact, they do fix it because it takes so much time for the black hole to grow, right? It's like 3 years later in the story written by a non-scientific brain, takes time for it to grow. And so by the time it would have, it's a couple years go by and it's only now a tourist attraction at this point to go and see. You can go around the certain perimeter of it.
So there is a book by David Brin, and he has a book called Earth that's kind of that premise.
Oh, okay.
Where there is I can't remember if it's an experiment or if it just falls from space, but it's a microscopic black hole. No, it is an experiment. It is an experiment. They expect that the Hawking radiation, it'll dissipate before anything happens, but it doesn't dissipate fast enough and it falls into the Earth. and starts gaining mass very slowly over a very long time.
Yeah.
But as it's passing through matter, because it's so small, so it's basically orbiting the center of gravity in the Earth. So it's comes back up to the surface, back down, back up to the surface, and back down. And eventually it falls into a stable pattern because it falls down through the center of the Earth where it's dense and it collects some matter, and then it goes up to the surface where it's not as dense and dissipates some energy, and then it repeats that cycle. And then humans, because humans won't pass up an opportunity, start using this like black hole cycle to launch stuff into space and stuff like that. Like they use
like a trampoline.
Yeah. They're double bouncing the black hole into space. So yeah, when you're talking about your pitch, the world coming to an end, but then possibly doesn't. Like, was that in something else also?
It might be.
I think it was a short story that I read when I was a kid about a guy meeting with aliens. And then the aliens talk about how they've come to Earth and they've told people, the end is near and whatever. But that was just a prank, and not realizing that this was one of the guys. And so he's realizing he took out all these long-term loans. He's like, I'm going to have to pay that all back. Like, what? This is, good news. The world's not coming to an end. Bad news. Your life is ruined.
Yeah, that's basically how this ends, is that his wife leaves him because he won't listen to reason. They eventually fix it. And now he's left alone with a huge amount of debt and no friends.
Yes, but he lived.
But he's alive. All right. Second pitch.
Okay.
A former exotic dancer finds herself in limbo after a fatal pole incident.
I've seen this movie.
She spends the first 20 minutes running around asking if anyone's there. And it's called The Bimbo in Limbo.
It's pretty good.
Why does it have to be 20 minutes of her running around in a void?
Because it's excessive, and it's just her running around in a void with her boobs flopping. 12-year-old boys, even though there's the internet, would still watch that.
Did you watch the movie called Nothing in preparation for this?
There's a movie called Nothing?
It's called Nothing. You can find it on YouTube, I think. It's not very good.
Well, you're not selling me on it.
Oh, I don't suggest people watch it. It's not very good. But they do spend a fair bit of time wandering around the void trying to find other people. So
yeah.
Oh, is this the one where the guys end up in a void? Like their whole apartment ends up in a void or something?
Yeah, there's like a house that they've been living in, and then their house is slated to be destroyed, and like the police are there to arrest them, and all sorts of crazy shit happens. And then,
so I haven't seen this. I think maybe I saw a trailer for it or something. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out voids. I do have a pitch about a void, but I was trying to figure out how to get the Noid in a void.
Ah, there we go.
But I couldn't. I was like, how does the Noid get in the void?
We should figure that out, because then we could get sponsorship.
Are they still using the Noid?
I heard they're bringing the Noid back.
I have heard rumors that they would bring him back. And every once in a great while, somebody brings it up. So they like chuck out a quick little wink nod.
They made a joke about it on The Simpsons 30 years ago.
Yeah, they did.
How nobody cares about the Noid anymore.
Did you guys hear why they stopped using the Noid?
No.
Oh my gosh. Spill the tea. Was he a sex criminal? I mean, this was Hollywood.
There was a guy whose name was Noid. That was his last name.
And he sued them?
No. He went into a Domino's pizza restaurant with a gun, took them all hostage, and like held them there for 9 hours or something like that.
Because you should avoid the Noid.
They couldn't avoid the Noid.
He's only emphasizing the stereotype.
But basically he was saying that it was like ruining his life, and he wanted Domino's to stop doing that. And the people in the restaurant were like, we have nothing to do with that. Like, we're just a restaurant.
We just sell the pizza, man.
This is a franchise.
Yeah. And then I guess at some point he got hungry, and they're like, well, I mean, we can make you pizza. And he was like, great. Yes, I'll have pizza. So they made him a pizza. And so he put the gun down to eat the pizza, and the hostages like grabbed the gun and were like, hostage situation over. And then Domino's corporate was like, maybe we should back off from the Noid thing for a while, because this was like, of course, national press. So
I don't remember this at all.
Why wasn't this made into a movie?
Yeah. Oh, I was like, look, what? I forgot what our topic was. I thought it was pizza for a second.
All right, so I have two more. I have two more pitches.
All right, let's hear them.
Okay, so I got this one because I like Spanish puns. Not a Surf is the story of illegal surfing on the Mexican coast. Not a Surf is also a band, so I figured they could do the whole soundtrack.
All right.
That's it. That's the pitch. Again, it's nothing. Day nada of nothing. Nothing surf. In case you guys didn't connect it.
I get it.
It's a Spanish pun.
It was muy divertido, Emily.
Gracias. All right. And my final one is my void one.
Okay.
A teenage boy falls into a void and is lost for 15 years. When he returns in his early 30s, he finds out nothing happened in the world he left behind. In fact, he's the only thing that changed.
So time was frozen for 15 years.
Outside the void.
Outside the void.
Okay.
But inside the void, he became a man when he found a former exotic dancer.
Yeah.
So he goes to his mom to like, hey, I fell into a void and now I'm old. And she thinks he's a kidnapper that kidnapped her son.
Yep.
And he's chased out of the house, but he has no skills. He still has the mind of a child. So he starts working at a toy company. I don't have an ending.
I thought he would see like his teenage girlfriend and he would be like, no.
Oh, no.
And he would be like, it's me, whatever. And she's like, ew, gross. Even if you were him, you're now a man and I'm 14. Please get away from me, sir. That's it. Again, nothing happens. Except for maybe he gets arrested.
But his fingerprints would match his younger self.
If his younger self had been fingerprinted.
Was he a
how
petty
old was
criminal
he?
before? In his teens, probably like 15, 16 years old.
Does he have a driver's license? Is it in California? Because they fingerprint you when you get your license in California.
Well, obviously it's in California. All movies take place in California.
Of course, yes. So they would have his fingerprint so he could show that it is him.
Okay, so then he doesn't get sent to prison.
But he does get arrested for a while. He spends his time in the back of the police car where he turns into a dishwasher.
Yep.
So which one of these do we like? Is this the record number of pitches we've had in an episode?
Yes, I think it is.
This is more pitches.
Oops, all pitches.
Oops, all pitches.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a lot of pitches today. I don't know if there's one in particular that's jumping out at us, but we've been pitching for a while. So let's take a break here. And then when we come back, we will maybe have a pitch in mind that we want to go for on our episode about nothing. All right, we're back. Is there one of these that's jumping out at us?
Who sent in this suggestion?
It was Victoria.
Victoria, why did you suggest nothing?
She's sitting at home, tapping her fingers together.
Right. I was going to say twirling her mustache, but I don't know.
Yeah, twirling her mustache.
Don't judge. Some women have mustaches, and that's natural.
That's true. That's true.
What was the video game? Horizon Zero Dawn, when they showed like the graphics for it. And like the graphics are very high res. You could see like the peach fuzz on the main character, Aloy's face. And a bunch of people online were like, oh my God, she has a beard. And the responses to her like, oh, tell us you've never been close to a woman without saying I've never been close to a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this is not the flex you think it is.
Yeah.
You're just showing up. You don't understand. Anyway, this is a show where we take ordinary objects and turn them into movies.
We take something.
Yeah, we take something. We don't take nothing.
Seinfeld already did nothing.
Yes.
You can't make a movie about Seinfeld. I mean, you could, but then it would be terrible.
You can't make a movie about Seinfeld. That era has passed. Yeah, I spent the entire break going through the pitches and like...
I mean, it's tough because like so many of these ideas have already been made into movies. Many of them quite good.
I've got nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, ironically, yeah.
Yeah. Is this one of the times where we combine pitches or come up with a completely new pitch?
Well, I didn't explore a serial killer.
That's true. A serial killer who doesn't kill anyone? Is that?
Yeah,
It's a serial killer who leaves nothing behind at the scene of his crime, so he never gets caught.
People don't even know he's out there. He doesn't leave a victim. He doesn't leave bodies. People just disappear.
Nothing.
Yep.
He's too good. Emily, you always talk about how the serial killers are not very good. This one is the opposite. He's too good.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the one successful one that we don't know about because he's never been caught because he knows so much shit.
There's no evidence.
Do you have any idea how many people just go missing every year? It's like, it's absurd.
I do. Did you know, what is it? You'll at least 6 times in your life walk by a serial killer or a murderer. Maybe it's just a regular murderer.
So Thomas, I think you and I had talked about this at some point back when we used to just pitch stuff to each other, not on a podcast.
Right.
Back before they had me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a short film idea where someone wakes up and there's a guy in his room. He's just there with a gun. Yeah. Waiting for the person to wake up.
This is like Emily's dream. She just wakes up. She doesn't have to go looking for a man. He's there ready.
He's there to murder you. So
No, the gun is for protection. He's protecting my honor.
He's like, I've been watching you sleep. You're like, well, thank you. It's nice to have people around me who care.
So what this guy does is he goes around to people who are doing nothing with their lives, which is why I think, I should have pitched this. I'd forgotten about it. Till Emily's like, what about serial killers? I'm like, I do have a pitch. I have a serial killer pitch. He is murdering people that are doing nothing with their lives so their organs can be harvested for people more deserving. And so the idea was it's an argument between the two about whether this person is actually doing nothing with their life and deserves to die, or whether doing supposedly nothing is also a valid way to spend your life.
I don't think we could actually make a whole episode about this, but I love the idea of this existing and it being My Dinner with Andre, but in a bedroom.
Yes, I was going through My Dinner with Andre phase.
With low, dark lighting. Like, it would be amazing to just even have the lighting just be that dark, can barely make it out. And just an hour and a half of people talking in the dark.
It's all shot on 16 millimeter.
Yeah.
It's real grainy.
I'm very intrigued by this. It could even just be called Talking in the Dark.
Did you ever read the book P.S. Your Cat is Dead?
No.
I've heard of it, but I haven't read it.
It's, as far as I can remember, I have read it, but when I was younger. But it was, it's a thief breaks into an apartment and like ties this guy up and I think accidentally kills the cat. And it's most of the book is the conversation between them. Maybe that's where I got the idea from now that I'm thinking about it. The book is like all the things going wrong with his life. And then at the end, it's like, P.S. Your cat is dead. So it's like he got fired and his wife left him or his girlfriend broke up with him or whatever.
His truck broke down.
Well, so we're back to The Fifth Element.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. But The Fifth Element, he's in a tiny apartment. His life is not great. He uses up all the points on his license. He gets fired.
I know it's only like 2 movies that have Bruce Willis in it, but are Bruce Willis movies just about nothing?
There are 2 movies with Bruce Willis?
That we've referenced.
What was the other one?
12 Monkeys.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I had already forgotten. All I can remember from 12 Monkeys is Brad Pitt because he is so phenomenally good.
That is one of the only few Brad Pitt movies that I can stand him in.
He's so good. He's so good. He's like constantly biting his fingers like a schizophrenic and like just his mannerisms throughout the whole thing. What was he in before that? Where he's the stoner guy on the couch?
True Romance.
True Romance.
Is he in True Romance?
Yeah.
He's the guy's roommate, and then the bad guy comes to track him down, and he's like, I don't know. He's zonked out. I'm like, this guy's not a very good actor. And then you see him in 12 Monkeys, like, oh, he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair that he's so handsome and is also very talented at acting.
But he makes up for it by choosing really bad roles in bad movies.
Is he in bad roles in bad movies?
Yes.
What bad movies has he been in?
Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black was fine.
I didn't watch it because I can't stand his face.
I did watch it in theaters,
Ooh.
and it was fine.
A river runs through it.
See, that one I never did watch.
He's good in it. They're all good in it. But the movie is the most god-awful boring thing. It is a movie it's about fly fishing, which is essentially about nothing.
Yes. I never watched it because that looked, just watching the trailer bored me out.
I was forced to watch it by my uncle, whose fond memories of fishing in the Blackfoot River in Missoula.
That's the target audience.
Emily, if we're looking for Bruce Willis movies about nothing, let's not forget The Bonfire of the Vanities.
I have still never seen it, but I remember the title. Is that even closely based off of the book?
I don't know.
It's got the same title.
It's got the same title.
It's a pretty fucking boring movie, although it does have one of the most expensive shots ever made.
Is it the plane one?
Yeah.
Was that an expensive shot?
Oh, yeah. It was like super complicated and cost a ton of money. And it's a good shot.
I mean, it seems like you just find a spot that's lined up with the runway, just wait for a plane to take off or land.
Well, but I think it was like they literally had one shot the whole year, like one opportunity the whole year to get this shot. Because they didn't want just a plane. They wanted the Concorde.
Right. And it had to be at sunset or whatever.
Yeah.
And it had to be far enough away that it looks like the plane is just going straight up in the air. And yeah, that's all I know about that movie is that shot.
So do we want to try to come up with a new pitch or mash a couple together then? It's so funny because we have, I think, more pitches than we've ever had on any episode before. And yet
I can come up with more pitches.
I think we're going to have to.
If none of these pitches work.
I mean, they're fine, but they don't give you the oomph.
Well, I mean, like at least half of them, like we said, that movie exists and it's good. It's not like we can do it better necessarily.
Or we found out that's similar enough to a story that's already in existence.
Or it lacks the kind of oomph we want. So,
And it's hard to get oomph from nothing.
Thank you, Victoria, for sending in your wonderful suggestion. We're having a time with it.
It is hard.
It is interesting.
Which, you wanted to give us a challenge, right? I assume.
That's right. You go to the gym to lift weights. Right. Not because it's easy, but because you can't cancel your membership unless you put it in writing and send it to the corporate office. Okay. A bunch of nerds come up with an app idea and they pitch it to investors and it gets really popular and people are investing even though they really have nothing ready and nothing is prepared. And we call it Nothing Ventured.
Silicon Valley.
As the words are coming out of my mouth, I realize this is the Michael Cera storyline from the 4th season of Arrested Development. Yeah. Okay.
Could we just have a movie about Michael Cera standing in a white room? Michael Cera, John Cena just stand in a white room and
it's already too interesting.
Discuss philosophy.
That's my dinner with Andre. It's my dinner with Michael.
They just stare at each other for 45 minutes.
It's a staring contest.
Yeah. They take a small break to debate over who blinked or not, and then they decide to do a round 2. Best 2 out of 3.
Does sound very avant-garde.
I'm sure we could sell it to Con.
I mean, what are movies that were truly about nothing?
That were good?
Ideally. Is Weekend about anything? I liked it, but I know a lot of people don't. So
I loved Weekend, and now I really want to watch it again.
Yeah.
I would have to say that Weekend is about nothing and everything.
Weekend is about Bernie. No, what are you guys talking about?
It's a French New Wave film. Yeah. And it's just this couple who are trying to go away for the weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
And all this random shit happens. Not even gets in their way or impedes it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just happens. It just exists. There's a really big car accident scene, which is like, it feels like 10 minutes of the film are just following the line of cars that are backed up until you get to the accident. There's the random conversation with the garbage man about the Americans in Vietnam and how they're stupid to get involved because the French couldn't solve anything. So clearly the Americans weren't going to be able to do it.
Such a weird movie.
It's so good.
Yeah. I mean, I really like it.
The bourgeoisie scene in the restaurant where they're discussing the bourgeoisie. They're part of the bourgeoisie and they're discussing the perils of it.
Yep.
Wow. The plot on Wikipedia.
You guys freshly listened to Michael and Ethan's episode on the original Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Would you say that one's about nothing? Would you say Casino Royale is about nothing, or is it about every James Bond thing?
Yeah, I think it's like, it's about nothing in the same way that like Airplane is about nothing. You know, I mean, the problem is that they are like a commentary on a style of film or a genre of film. And so therefore it's about something.
You see, Shep, you have this list of nothings you couldn't think of pitches for. And there's one that's Nothing Left to Lose. Isn't there a movie called that? Nothing to Lose? I don't know. I think I'm making that up in my brain.
No, that sounds familiar. Yeah, 1997 with Tim Robbins and Martin Lawrence.
Yeah!
I remember this movie.
I remember this movie now. I remember the title. And that was right when Martin Lawrence had his breakdown publicly in the highway. It was right after filming this movie.
I don't remember that.
I remember that.
I remember that, and I'm glad that the rest of the world forgot, because he's a pretty funny guy, and it gave him a chance to come back and do some stuff.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. He had a break.
Why do they always reverse the names on the poster?
Seriously.
It's always. It's never the correct order. All I remember from Nothing to Lose is when they rob like the hardware store and they argue over which method of robbing is more intimidating. Like Martin Lawrence is like, give me the money or I'm going to murder you. And Tim Robbins is like, put the money in the bag, you know, like real calm. It's like, isn't that more intimidating? Like a cold. He's like, no. I thought he was going to shoot me if I didn't put the money in the bag.
And they did have something to lose. It was the friendship they made along the way.
Victoria, why? Why? What did we do to you?
She is just saying this is exactly why. She wanted more of a parasocial experience to have us just jibber jabber.
Yeah, is this a Chatterbox episode?
Yeah.
Nothing in Common is on this list. It feels like that would be ripe for a rom-com.
Oh, yes.
And we love rom-coms.
Nothing compares, nothing in common.
Yeah.
Nothing personal.
That's good.
Ooh, we should change it to personnel. And it's about HR.
So it's about an HR person who falls in love with a new hire.
Yes.
And they have to navigate how to flirt with them in a non-infringing way, or a way that doesn't put the company at risk.
They have to follow all the rules that HR made up that no one else follows because they're absurd. But
they had a one-night stand.
HR. Yeah, they had a one-night stand.
Before the interview. So when he comes in for the interview, she's like, she takes a break, goes and finds her work bestie and is like, I had the greatest sex of my life with that man in there, and he's interviewing to be the mail clerk.
Wow, your interview process is really different now.
It's incredibly thorough.
Yeah.
I can't hire him, but I can't let him go.
He's interviewing to be in the mail room?
I don't know.
What are they doing in the mail room?
No, so he's got to already have been hired by like the board or something like that, somewhere where she's not involved. And so he's out celebrating getting hired, and she's out, you know, with her friends or whatever, because they're trying to have like because they're like real buttoned up, quiet people, her and her friends. So they're like, we've got to like go out and be wild and we're going to get you laid. And so that's where they meet, is at the club.
Their friend in the paper bag has said they needed to go out.
That's right. Tie it all together.
Yeah. And so that's where they meet, is at the club. And then the next day, she's like hungover and everything still. And
she's got to give him his like work, do the whole new hire spiel.
Right. It's just the onboarding process.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like she's got to spend the day with him, like showing him around and filling out paperwork. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he onboarded her last night.
Hey. Well, I think this is a good story. The problem is we're out of time.
Oh, geez.
At least we got to a good idea at the end of things, right?
That's right.
I really want to pursue this one, though. It's a rom-com. This is what we do. We finally found one that goes to our strengths.
And what were we calling this one?
Nothing personnel.
Nothing personnel. Okay.
No, I'm back out again. The pun is too bad.
We could say personal.
Well, either way, we'd love to hear your thoughts on today's episode about Nothing. Was it better than nothing or nothing special? Let us know by leaving a comment on our website, reaching out on social media, or sending us an email. Links to all of those can be found at almostplausible.com. Well, Victoria, thanks for nothing. But
yes, actually, thanks for nothing.
Seriously, yeah, we are glad that Victoria wrote to us with the suggestion.
It was exciting.
It was different.
It was
different.
And that was kind of fun.
It was fun. I don't know if I'd want to do it again.
Yeah.
If you have an idea for something we should do a pitches on, please have it be a thing, a real thing, a physical thing.
And you can send that to us using the contact form on our website at almostplausible.com. Join Emily, Shep, and I as we create a movie plot about something on the next episode of Almost Plausible.